Hello my pretties, Nyxarity here, and welcome to another Vidtober episode. Today is Storytime with Nyx. And by Storytime, I mean, I mentioned earlier in some of these videos to you guys that I didn't go trick-or-treating for the first time until I was, God, what did I say? I was like 15 or something. I was like 15 or 16 years old. So that just proves that you're never too old to go trick-or-treating, okay? So, anyway, here's the story of my first time ever trick-or-treating. So, this was the first year that I think also gone to like a legit Halloween party as well. A friend of mine was hosting it, and I'm pretty sure, to start things off, I showed up late. Yay me! But I showed up and they were watching a movie of some kind. I'm trying to remember. I think it was possibly Sweeney Todd, one of my favorite Halloween movies, as you guys know if you've watched more of the Vidtober episodes. But they were watching a movie of some kind when I got there, and we're talking about, we're so old now, we should go out and do something. What should we do? And I believe somebody mentioned trick-or-treating because we could be more tricksters now that we were older. And a friend of mine was like, yeah, trick-or-treating sounds fun. You like trick-or-treating too, don't you? And I was like, I've never been trick-or-treating before. And they were like, you're kidding. You can't physically be serious. You have to have been trick-or-treating before. Trick-or-treating is worshiping the devil, so I've never been outside the house on Halloween after the sun goes down. I didn't actually say that, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, it might as well be true. But anyway, so we packed up, all of us in our costumes, because all of my friends are awesome and nerdy and super Halloween freaks, just like me, which is probably why they are my friends. So we all packed up and we headed out. And we ran into this group of no older than 8-year-old kids, and their moms like down the street making sure that they weren't being stupid or being kidnapped or, God forbid, anything like that happened. But we started following these kids around because the kids, for some reason, would get the adults to come to the door and then we'd just be like, candy! So that was fun. I enjoyed that. It lasted for probably about 20 minutes. We went back to the apartment complex of the friend throwing the party, and one of her neighbors had his porch lights up, and there was all sorts of decorations in their front entryway, and so we were like, we gotta go compliment this guy on his decorations. And we walk up, and the guy is, of course, sitting in a scarecrow costume on a bunch of hay bales, and is just chilling there like, I'm just a scarecrow. We walk up, we knock on the door to give him compliments and whatnot on his decorations, and of course his wife jumps out of the bushes from behind us. I forget exactly what she's dressed up as, but like dripping blood and whatever. And one of my friends just turns around and high-fives her. No reaction out of any of us. Some kids down the street, you hear them start walking on their own. Shh, shh, shh. Pretend that you're not here. Like, okay, sure. The kids get like probably 5, maybe 6 feet from us, and the wife jumps out of the bushes again. And the kids go running off screaming. Fantastic. That's what Halloween's all about. Oh yeah, that's totally what Halloween's all about. But anyway, so we go back, we watch our movies, we deal out our candy. We probably gambled with the candy, now that I think about it, because it was like, I've never liked Tootsie Rolls. Don't question me, I don't like Tootsie Rolls. It's just the way my taste buds work. And like other people don't like Jolly Ranchers, or other people don't like Butterfingers, or whatever. So we did that. It was so much fun, and we didn't really, like, fully get, like, the go out and, like, specifically the purpose is the Halloween trick-or-treating stuff. So, of course, the next year, we did it right. Okay? Knowing that we were going trick-or-treating this year, I actually designed my costume to work better. It was also the first year I ever made a costume, and I regret very much not keeping it, because for a first sewing project, well, not a first sewing project, but I mean, like, the first, like, all out there making a thing that was cohesive, I feel like I did a very nice job. It was also my first ever time making a kimono, with a very, very limited budget, because, I was broke. I was also going to college, so I was really broke. But anyway, I made a fairly decent kimono out of, probably $30 worth of fabric. All of this, of course, was like costume satin, cheap, dirt cheap stuff. But it was fun to make it, and I showed up, and I left the sleeves hollow, you know, not sewing them up or, you know, finishing them off, because I was the candy bag. This sounds horrible, and it sounds beautiful, but mostly awful, but it worked. And so we went out that year, and I was the candy bag. I got complimented a few times, which was very nice, on my outfit, and the fact that I had made it myself. And then we ran into that one guy that everybody apparently has in a neighborhood. Alright? This is the guy that sees the kids over like 10 years old and goes, "You gotta work for your candy because you're too old to be out here. You're never too old to be trick-or-treating, and if you're full out dressed in costume and you're out with a group of your friends, you've done the work for your candy, thank you very much." Like, I spent money on this, I grouped up with friends, we could be sitting at home being bums, but no, we're out here, we're asking for candy. But anyway, so he says that we have to work for our candy. So, luckily, a couple of my friends had recently learned a song in Latin. Oh, I commend them to this day for ever putting forth that effort. But they knew a song in Latin, so they sang that for him. He decided that was good enough for the, like, 8 of us, maybe even less than that were out there. Thanks, dude. You're an asshole. If I put forth the work to come out in a handmade costume with a group of my friends, all in costume, we've done the work for our damn candy. Plus, we also went home later that night and handed out candy to trick-or-treaters. So, I mean, we've really put forth the effort at that point in time. Now, some of that candy, of course, came from the bags of candy that I was carrying on my arms. Of course. But, I mean, hey, everybody used me as their candy bag, which meant I took home most of the candy. All in all, it was a smart decision. But, yeah. So, there's those stories. If you guys want to see more or less what that costume of mine, the first one that I ever made, looks like, the thumbnail is the chibi animated, whatever you want to consider it, version that a friend of mine and I put together to specifically thumbnail this video. Also, I forgot yesterday to give a shout out to my friend for her work on my thumbnail. We're calling him Mr. Spoopy Inspector, I think, is what we're calling him. The little ghost inspector, whatchamacallit, from the thumbnail yesterday. He's precious. So, put your love out there for my new thumbnail artist, because she's fantastic, and I love her to pieces. I love you. You know who you are. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and leave this video a like. Comment down below on your first trick-or-treating experience if you're like me and you waited until you were 16 years old. Yay, I'm not alone. Or, you know, if you've made a costume yourself and you would like to share that experience with me, I would also love to hear that. any other stories you would generally like to share with me, go ahead and leave down in the comments below. Thanks again so much, guys. Stay tuned for more Vidtober videos coming again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Also, leave down a comment below if you've got anything that you'd like to see me talk about in any of these Vidtober episodes. I'm starting to run out of ideas. I honestly have only planned out till next week. But thanks again so much, guys, for watching. Go ahead and subscribe for more great content. This is Nyxarity signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Real is a ghost. Am I watching too many horror movies? and you know that, like, chill up your spine kind of thing? Or that moment when you and your best friend had the same